Hello guys, in the previous lecture we derived the sufficient condition for differentiability of function of two variables. In this video lecture I will show you that the continuity of partial derivative with respect to x and y of function fxy is not necessary condition for the differentiability of the given function. So here we have a function fxy and this fxy is defined like this. Fxy is equal to x squared sine 1 upon x plus y squared sine 1 upon y if x into y is not equal to 0, and this value is x squared sine 1 upon sine y 1 upon x if x is not equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Similarly, if y is not equal to 0 and x is equal to 0, then function is defined like y square sine 1 upon y, and when both x and y are 0, then the value of function is 0. So first of all we will find its partial derivative with respect to x. We know that when we differentiate the given function with respect to x, then the second variable we treat as a constant. So here y will be constant. So taking y as a constant, we get this factor derivative of this factor will be 0. So this term and this term, these two terms gives us 2x sine 1 upon x minus cos 1 upon x if x is not equal to 0 here. And because this terms does not contains the variable small x, so its partial derivative with respect to x will be 0. So from here we get the first order partial derivative of f with respect to x is equal to this one, is equal to this one. Similarly, we can find the partial derivative of f with respect to y, and this will be equal to 2y sine 1 upon y minus cos 1 upon y if y is not equal to 0, and this is equal to 0 when y is equal to 0. So here we can observe that the given function, that is fx and fy, these two functions both exist, but they are not continuous here. Both exist, but both the function are not continuous at the origin. So now we will prove that the given function, that is fxy, the given function fxy is differentiable at the origin. So here first of all we construct, we find fh comma k minus f00 minus fx at point 00, fy at point 00. So fx and fy at point 00, you can see here this is 0 and this is also equal to 0. So these two terms are equal to 0. So fh comma k will be equal to h square sine 1 upon h plus k square sine 1 upon k, and f00 is again 0. So from here we see that we can write h square sine 1 upon h like this, h into h sine 1 upon h plus k into k sine 1 upon k. Now we observe this function, that is sine 1 upon h into sine 1 upon h and k into sine 1 upon k. These both tends to 0. This tends to 0 as hk tends to 0. So this implies that the function fxy is differentiable at origin. So we conclude that the given function is differentiable at origin, but their partial derivative are not continuous at the origin. So that means the condition of continuity of fx and fy is not necessary condition for the differentiability of given function of two variables. Now we will discuss the sufficient condition for equality of fxy and fyx. So as there is no reason why the fxy and fyx both are equal, but we have two theorems by using which we can find a sufficient condition under which the fxy and fyx both will be equal. So first condition is we obtained by Young's theorem, and this theorem says that if fx and fy both are differentiable at point a comma b, then the function small fxy, then for function fxy, fx comma y at a comma b and fyx at a comma b both will be equal. So that means differentiability of first order partial derivative, existence of differentiability of first order partial derivative is sufficient condition for the equality of fxy and fyx. The another theorem is Schwarz theorem, and this theorem says that if fy exists in certain neighborhood of point a comma b of domain of function small f, and fyx is continuous at point a comma b, then fxy at a comma b exists and it will be equal to fyx at a comma b. So by using these two theorems, we can find the sufficient condition for equality of fxy and fyx. Here some important notes. If from the Schwarz lemma, Schwarz theorem, we can also derive that if fxy and fyx both are continuous, then also the value of second order derivative fxy will be equal to fyx at point a comma. The second important note is if the condition of Young's and Schwarz theorems are satisfied, then the value will be equal to fxy equal to fyx. But if the conditions are not satisfied, then we cannot draw a conclusion regarding the equality of fxy or fyx. They may or may not be equal. Thus, these conditions are sufficient but not necessary. That means it may happen that the Young's and Schwarz theorem may be failed, but still the value of fxy will equal the value of fyx.